Ever wondered why successful property investors swear by service accommodation in their portfolio? Well, let's shed some light on this compelling topic. Service accommodation is a form of property investment where you, as the investor, lease or buy a property and then rent it out as a fully serviced and furnished space. Quite the fascinating concept, isn't it? Now you might be wondering, why is this relevant in today's property market? Well, it's because service accommodation offers a unique blend of flexibility and profitability. It caters to a diverse range of tenants, from business travelers to tourists, providing them with a home away from home experience. And for investors, it opens up a world of opportunities for steady income streams, given the high demand for such accommodations. Understanding this investment strategy is key. Why? Because it can help you make informed decisions, maximize your returns, and ultimately succeed in the property investment game. So, are you ready to explore the depths of service accommodation in property investment? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into this fascinating aspect of property investment. Consider this: a property investor, let's call him John, invested in a service accommodation property last year. John, like many of us, was looking for a way to diversify his portfolio. He decided to dip his toes into the property investment pool with a focus on service accommodation. At first, he found the process overwhelming. There was a lot to learn and understand, from identifying potential properties to understanding the local rental market, regulations, and even tax implications. But John, being the astute investor he was, didn't back down. He took it upon himself to learn the ropes, working closely with property sourcing companies like Carpenter's Signature Living. He tackled the initial challenges head-on. John learned to identify potential hotspots for service accommodations, understand the needs of potential tenants, and even how to ensure his property stood out on rental platforms. As time passed, John's efforts began to pay off. His service accommodation property started generating a steady income. He was able to offset his mortgage payments and even enjoy a decent profit. But the benefits didn't stop at financial gains. John also enjoyed the flexibility that came with owning a service accommodation. He had the freedom to use the property himself when it wasn't rented out, a perk that isn't often available with traditional long-term rentals. John's journey into service accommodation investment wasn't without its fair share of challenges, but he turned these challenges into opportunities, and in doing so, he reaped the rewards. His story serves as a shining example of the potential of service accommodation in property investment. His success wasn't due to luck or a one-off situation. It was the result of careful planning, sound strategies, and a willingness to learn and adapt. John's success is not an anomaly, it's a testament to the effectiveness of service accommodation in property investment. So, what made John's investment in service accommodation so successful? Well, the answer lies in the unique benefits of service accommodation. Let's break this down. First off, service accommodation typically offers higher rental yields. How so? Well, service accommodations such as short-term rentals and holiday lets generally command higher rates than traditional long-term rentals. In many cases, the nightly rate for a service property can be double or even triple the rate of a standard rental property. This can result in a significantly higher return on investment. Next, there's flexibility. With service accommodation, you're not tied down to long-term tenants. You have the freedom to use the property when it's not being rented out. This flexibility also extends to pricing. As an investor, you can adjust rates according to demand, allowing you to maximize your income during peak seasons. Then, there's the tax benefits. The UK government treats service accommodation as a trade rather than an investment. This means that service accommodation providers can claim a wider range of tax deductions, including full relief on mortgage interest and the ability to offset expenses like utilities, council tax, and maintenance costs against their income. But don't just take our word for it. The data speaks for itself. A report from the Residential Landlords Association found that the average rental yield for service accommodation in the UK was 7.8% in 2021, compared to a national average of 5.5% for traditional rentals. That's a difference of over 2%. And it's not just about the figures. There's also the satisfaction of providing a quality service and a home away from home for travelers. Many investors in service accommodation find this aspect of the business particularly rewarding. Clearly, service accommodation offers a unique blend of benefits that traditional property investments can't match. So, if you're looking for a high-yield, flexible investment with tax advantages, service accommodation could be the perfect fit for you. Success in service accommodation doesn't happen by chance. It requires a solid strategy. So let's delve into the strategies that property investors should adopt when investing in service accommodation. First and foremost, location selection is critical. The ideal location is one that attracts a steady stream of guests. Think along the lines of city centres, tourist hotspots, and areas with thriving business districts. Such locations are likely to yield high occupancy rates, ensuring a steady income stream. Next, let's talk about property management. You could choose to manage the property yourself, but outsourcing this task to a professional service can save you time and energy. A good property management company will handle everything from guest check-ins to maintenance and cleaning. This allows you to focus on what you do best, finding and investing in lucrative properties. Then there's the pricing strategy, a key factor that can make or break your service accommodation venture. Setting the right price is a delicate balancing act. Price too high and you risk scaring away potential guests. Price too low and you might not cover your costs. The trick is to study the market, understand what your competitors are charging, and then set a competitive price that also allows you to make a profit. But strategy doesn't stop at pricing. Consider offering discounts for longer stays or during off-peak seasons to keep the cash flowing. Also, think about the extras that can make your property stand out. From high-speed Wi-Fi to a fully equipped kitchen, these little touches can make a big difference to your guests' experience and, ultimately, your bottom line. Remember, the aim is to maximize your return on investment, and this often means thinking outside the box, being flexible, and continuously adapting your strategy based on market trends and guest feedback. With the right strategy, you can replicate John's success and make service accommodation a profitable part of your property portfolio. But don't just take our word for it. Let's hear from an expert in the field. Indeed, when it comes to service accommodation in property investment, the team at Carpenter's Signature Living is a force to be reckoned with. They've made a name for themselves by discovering exceptional deals on both commercial and residential properties in the UK, and their process is as transparent as it is effective. Their expertise doesn't just lie in sourcing properties, but also in understanding the intricacies of service accommodation as a viable and lucrative investment strategy. When we asked for their insights, they were more than happy to share. So what does an expert from Carpenter's Signature Living have to say about service accommodation? Well, they believe it's not just a passing trend, but a solid, sustainable investment strategy that's here to stay. They see service accommodation as a way to tap into the ever-evolving needs of modern tenants who crave convenience, flexibility, and a touch of luxury in their living arrangements. They also shared that the beauty of investing in service accommodation lies in its potential for higher returns. Compared to traditional rentals, service accommodations can often command higher rates due to the added value they provide to tenants. Plus, the demand for such properties is only projected to grow in the coming years, making it a wise investment choice. But it's not all about profits. Our expert from Carpenter's Signature Living stressed the importance of providing quality accommodations and maintaining good relationships with tenants. After all, in service accommodation, your reputation is your most valuable asset. They also emphasized that, like any other investment, service accommodation is not without its risks. However, with the right knowledge, a well-thought-out strategy, and a bit of patience, these risks can be effectively managed. In terms of the future, our expert is optimistic. They see a world where service accommodation is not just an option, but a mainstay in property investment, driven by changing lifestyles and the continuous pursuit of convenience and comfort. As our expert confirms, service accommodation is not just a trend, it's the future of property investment. So, are you ready to dive into the world of service accommodation? Let's take a quick stroll down memory lane and remind ourselves of the insights we've uncovered today. We've delved into the nitty-gritty of service accommodation as a property investment strategy, exploring its potential benefits and pitfalls. We've discovered that service accommodation can offer a higher return on investment compared to traditional rental properties. We've also learned that it's crucial to have a robust strategy in place, taking into consideration factors such as location, market demand, and legal requirements. Remember, the goal here isn't just to invest, but to invest wisely. It's about finding those golden opportunities that align with your financial goals and risk tolerance. It's about making informed decisions based not on hype, but on solid research and careful analysis. And that's where Carpenter's Signature Living comes in. They're experts in sourcing both commercial and residential properties, and they're committed to helping you find the best deals in the UK. Investing in service accommodation could be your next big step in property investment. Visit www.carpentersignature.co.uk to start your journey. Remember, the right investment can change your life.